This video is about ArcGISEarth, which is a very new software tool produced by the ArcGIS people, the Esri company. I will open up the software. It's one thing. There are some good points and some bad points to this software regarding its usefulness. One thing that's very useful about ArcGISEarth is that it is a free download. It is available to anybody who wants to download it, and it is very convenient to download and install. It is intended to be a parallel program, or perhaps they believe it can be a substitute program for Google Earth. And it does open up with the same interface, the globe for Google Earth. It has the imagery, the ability to pan and zoom on a globe of the Earth. So it has some similarities with the Google Earth product. And it is intended, and the intention, and you probably can detect in my language the amount of hedging I'm doing. It is intended to be a sort of a replacement for Google Earth, so that people who like to use Esri products, such as ArcGIS or ArcGIS Online, people who are familiar with shapefiles, etc., will have a product that is within the family of ArcGIS products, which supposedly interacts very directly with ArcGIS Online, which knows how to work with a shapefile, and has all of those advantages as well. So this is what the interface looks like, and there are a variety of tools, and some of them are ambitious and useful, such as the ability to choose a different base map, which is very, very nice. We have access to the standard set of base maps that are always there for Esri users, such as the OpenStreetMap, and we can change our orientation just as we can in Google Earth, and we'll find Brockport and zoom in and discover that just like Google Earth, we have the ability to change base maps, use OpenStreetMap, switch over to the USGS topographic format, look at imagery base maps. So there really is, or something more generic, a very subtle background. So there's a big advantage to this tool. Another is that there is a great availability of base mapping available, that we can reach out and get all of the OpenStreetMap, etc., etc. Additionally, there's other ambitious tools, such as one's ability to grab an image off the screen and produce a quality JPEG or PDF image right off the screen, without going through the same amount of difficulty that one has to in Google Earth, where often the most convenient thing turns out to be just taking a screenshot. Rather, this lets us export in a more orderly way to an image of whatever map that's created in ArcGISEarth. Additionally, there are several visual tools that are available in this, such as the measure tool, which allows us to measure a distance and in meters, or I'm sure I can change the units as well. Also, to move around this map, identifying locations, and measuring them in latitude and longitude, and probably doesn't seem to be a way to change that to any other coordinate system. So it'll give us geographic coordinates. We do have the ability to do sketching on the map, and we get a palette to draw, to add symbology to the map. So we can mock up a map in this ArcGISEarth environment. So that all seems pretty good. However, these capabilities are also available in ArcGIS Online, and including the measure tool, the symbology tool, making a map, capturing an image, sharing that imagery. So the only thing that could perhaps make arcGISearth feel better than its alternatives if there is a really good interface with the shapefile ArcGIS traditional environment. So we will explore that, and I will go ahead and add, and it does give me the opportunity to add a local file in creating this, such as perhaps I will go to, I'm going to search around for my GIS class and look at a data set that a simple data set that's easy to load and easy to see, that I was just working on earlier, such as the park boundary of Northampton Park. And it will load that layer into this particular online mapping system, which is like ArcGIS, which is like Google Earth. However, I can call in my my table of contents, and I really don't have much capability for symbolizing this layer. I do have simple measuring and markup tools, and I could capture this layer, but overall I'm disappointed in my ability to manipulate this layer and help this mapping product interoperate, to use a version of the term, with other software, with other data from other sources, and with people remotely. So at this point I'm just giving you I'm summarizing my experience with this shortly. I'm becoming more and more discouraged with this product as it is right now. I can also apparently, once I sign in, well, actually without signing in, I can access, wherever this is, I can access data sets that are or mapping products, maps, and data sets that are stored in the cloud by means of ArcGIS Online, which is what we used to make some online maps earlier in the semester, and we used to create story maps. And I find that even though this offers this right up to me, they don't always work. Even the samples that are offered to me don't always work, and I am not even sure what I'm looking at here or what I'm attempting to zoom to. So I think that this is a served image of some sort in Africa, which theoretically I could, well, it's some sort of a served image, but I'm not impressed with how well it is being shown, how easy it is to use, and how interoperable it is. And without belaboring this point, I even went through the trouble of signing in and attempting to connect ArcGISearth to my ArcGIS Online environment and bring up maps such as the Social Vulnerability Index map and others into ArcGISearth, and the results were either frustrating or disappointing. So overall, to close this lesson, there is something to learn from this. There are very good points and very good features of ArcGISearth, such as the base map selection, the on-screen tools, the measure tools, the sketch tools, the capture an image tool. So it's very well thought out, and those tools have some advantage over Google Earth. But at the end of the day, as people say in business, it turns out to be a kind of a clunky program, and it doesn't really perform an overall task that I'm interested in. So just to summarize, and perhaps to learn a bigger lesson about what is valuable about a GIS program, and especially an online or web-based GIS program, interoperability is important, and this ArcGISearth attempts to provide that and doesn't do it very well, surprisingly, even amongst ArcGIS-type products. Another advantage of webbing is to have a wide variety of data, which is good, some basic tools, but the factor about easy to use and easy to share with the rest of the world, that is a very key ingredient in web mapping. The ability to share, the ability to make it easy to use, the ability to make things come up quickly is lacking in this software. Now this is a version 0.9, and they've just come out with a 1.0 version, so it's very early in the development of this program, but at this time I wouldn't recommend anybody who is looking to me for advice would not recommend taking the trouble to do ArcGISearth, although it is worthwhile to keep it in the overall concept of keep it in the list of things to have on the side that may be useful at some time. So it's an attempt of the Arc people to create a Google Earth type product that interoperates well with ArcGIS, and it's just not satisfactory.